Who owns Appalachia? What's happened down through time? Those not born and raised here claim what's long been yours and mine.
Appalachia is sometimes called one of America's internal colonies, particularly Central Appalachia. It's a resource extraction zone, and wealth tends to leave such places.
Living in the mountains is like having a third parent, because it's always there, always protecting you.
Specifically an interest in Appalachia. It's an area that it has always been a kind of a hotbed of organizing for specifically poor folks.
My community has become one of the poorest counties in the country. The children are the 5th poorest children in the country. The ability to work and provide for families has disappeared.
The struggle to save Black Mountain, which is the highest mountain in Kentucky, the highest peak there, and then we're going to strip mine it. They're actually going to take off the top of the highest peak in Kentucky in a mountaintop removal job.
Taking all our homeland and making valley fields.
We deal with poverty. We deal with economic justice. We deal with education. We deal with dismantling racism. We deal with those things that have put barriers between people for generations and centuries, and we deal with those oppressions wherever they are that keep people from reaching their full potential.
The other thing that we do is our voters registration, and we had our first woman who voted, who was 54 years old, and who said that she would never again not vote, and she found her voice and she will never be quiet again.
You know, telling people what you believe and, you know, kind of fighting for it. It's probably one of the most fulfilling things I've done in a long time.
Just because you're younger doesn't mean that you're not smart or that you can't accomplish things.
And only because I was stepping up and fighting for the community while I was translating. You know, because I just like, why are you going to offer me this, but you don't want to offer them this? They're still a person. And so I would often stand up and fight for them.
These girls have been allowed to just sort of explore their own bodies again and re-inhabit them and move them in graceful ways and be proud of them again and really heal a lot of that damage that was done through the sexual abuse.
The ACF grant is what kept me employed and in turn kept CHC's doors open. Because there was a while there that the ACF money was almost all we had.
In Bell County, Kentucky, there's a generation of African Americans who went to school at the Lincoln School there, a segregated school. And they were educated with great love and care by the community, and they left. They went to the military, they went to work in industry, etc., etc. And this was, you know, in the 1950s. They came back after they retired, though. They traveled the world and came back. And from their experiences, and their own personal growth, they came back and started changing their community, starting with the education system. They realized that their children and their grandchildren were not getting the quality of education that they got at the segregated Lincoln School. And they decided to change the Lincoln County, or the Bell County school system, to be more responsive to the needs of young African American students.
It was really the impact on young people that motivated me to do this change work.
We've helped set up an elder spirit community that is kind of on the cutting edge of people creating their own way of retiring together and lifting up mutual support and spirituality.
It's true commitment to a more just society, to social justice for us all, and for tackling the really hard issues and coming up with solutions.
From that point, it's evolved from filmmaking and now video making to a radio station, a theater company, a youth media training program, a traditional music program. There's a lot of different pieces to it that all kind of reflect the struggles and culture of Appalachia.
It's been very instrumental and it's definitely vital to keep our work going and to keep us engaged in the community.
I think it's critically important that we pass our values and beliefs and our passion for this work to the next generation.
I think what gives me hope, I gotta say, it is the work that I do, along with my grandchildren, who I'm always hoping every day, that their life is better and that they don't have to go through and be put through what I've been put through.
The hope that I see is in reversing that historic isolation of Appalachia as the other America and making Appalachian history and Appalachian people fully relevant to contemporary American history and contemporary American social justice movements.
There is hope everywhere you look, if you look in the right way.
ACF, I think, is so committed and so thoughtful and so purposeful in how they fund the work that happens in Appalachia.
There's hope that the next generation can take advantage of some of these tools in order to get information and share information and hopefully use it for the better, to better the world. You know,
ACF gives to the region, and ACF can bring about a change within the region as far as funding goes. And when other people look at how ACF funds a region that's really underserved when it comes to financial resources.
ACF has been really instrumental in allowing us to collect those stories and tell them. I think is very, very important for the community.
I think ACF is one of the most critical institutions in Appalachia. I think we are one of the few, if not the only, group in Appalachia that's looking at the root causes of problems not only in this area but in our country, and really involving those directly affected.
If you want to give money just to be able to say that you gave money to some deserving organization, there's plenty of deserving organizations out there, but I think you have to look within yourself and say, what are you really trying to do with your money, or what do you want your money to do? And I believe that if you want your money to do something that is about real change, you need to look seriously at donating to Appalachian Community Fund, because they really are out there on the cutting edge at the grassroots with their resources.
You gotta know that your dear Lord is holding you near, and turn off the fear when you come into here. You gotta pray that your dear Lord is holding you near, and just turn off the fear when you come into here. Yeah, turn off the fear when you come into here. You gotta know that your dear Lord is holding you near, and turn off the fear when you come into here. You gotta pray that your dear Lord is holding you near, and just turn off the fear when you come into here. Yeah, turn off the fear when you come into here. You gotta turn off the fear when you come into here. You gotta turn off the fear when you come down into here. When you're down here a-working in the dark, cold mine, you gotta know that your dear Lord is holding